Ladies and gentlemen, I thought, all things considered, August would be more of a slower month for Nintendo. We'll still have some announcements and stuff here and there, but I thought it would be pretty slow. But it turns out this month is just actually insane because we have news, rumors, updates, and leaks today, potential new hardware, also a massive third-party port coming over, kind of confirmed, and the day it's coming actually might point towards the next big, first party / third party, whatever, that big Nintendo Direct, as well as Zelda's 40th anniversary. There's just a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and get right into this video. This is one of those videos that makes me so happy to make because, the way I put videos together is I kind of let stuff play out through the entire day, and then I wait towards the end of the day, make it, edit it, and put it out in the morning. So I'm kind of catching you up on whatever happened the day before, technically. But I really enjoy making videos this way because I like editing it and making it nice as I can. And today was funny. It was like every few hours, like, okay, I'm going to talk about that. Oh man, this is also happening as well. Whoa, that's freaking crazy. Holy shit, what the hell's going on over there? And it just kept evolving and escalating. So this video is very, very exciting. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. Also, if you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, well, hey, I'd really appreciate that too. And let's go and get right into this one. So the first thing I would like to do is talk about Pokemon Piccopia, which, if we keep it real here, let me keep it a bean, a buck, whatever you guys say, the slang where you're from. I thought this game was going to be okay. Pokemon fans would play it. They would probably continue to play it, but everybody else would move on. I'll be honest, I did not expect it to take over the way it did. And it seems like not only did it come out and dominate, it became a true system seller. And this is going to be one of those games that we talk about the entire generation of the Switch to. I'm not even kidding. I don't see us getting a second Pokemon Piccopia this entire generation. I think this will be a game they just continuously sell DLC for and update and keep it evolving. Get it? Pokemon evolving? You get it. So stupid. But we have a very exciting update today because I believe today, the day I'm recording this video, August 5th, Pokemon Piccopia 2.0 is out. The DLC is $35, which is pretty expensive, but if you're a fan of this game and want more, well, you can pay that. But also, that 2.0 update is freaking massive. I'm not even going to try to read off every single thing that's going into this update, but it has made some drastic changes that are very favorable. And I'll be showing just a huge list on the screen that I'm reading. And this is actually pretty awesome because, it could potentially be the only real Pokemon game we get in 2026. Now, it's funny with the way I make my videos. Like I said, I let stuff evolve throughout the day and just kind of touch base. And then at the end of the day, I'll make my video. And at the beginning of this day, very, very early, there was a leak going around that Minecraft was getting an official Nintendo Switch 2 edition. And the reason why is because Minecraft on the Switch, like the name changed to Minecraft for the Nintendo Switch. So people were like, okay, probably a Switch 2 edition coming out. Then I think there was a couple smaller leaks. And then a few hours later, it was officially confirmed. Minecraft is getting an official Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I believe October 27th. I'm just doing that part off memory. But it will have a vibrant visual set as a default experience, enhanced lighting, better shadows, clear visual upgrades, access to vibrant visuals enabled content with a marketplace, an updated version of the Super Mario Mashup Pack, which is very interesting. I wonder what they're gonna, update that with. They don't talk about anything like load times, frame rates, or stuttering issues or anything like that, but I'm gonna assume that's probably not gonna be a problem anymore. And the thing that is best about all of this, it has an official upgrade path. Now, they don't say what that upgrade path will be, but the fact that there is one, Square Enix, I'm just saying, if you want to pay attention, that would be pretty cool. And this next bit of news is coming directly from Nintendo, and it makes me so damn happy. Specifically for one reason, kind of two, but really one reason. So Nintendo recently posted something about Gamescom, which is coming up on August 26th, and they say, play these games and more at their booth, right? And all of these games we know about because they've all been confirmed. But one of the games on the list makes me very happy because that makes me think this game is actually coming out in September, which we've seen a leak for recently, and that is 007 First Light. This is one of those games I cannot wait to play. I have a PlayStation 5, but I told myself from the moment that I knew this was coming to the Switch 2, that's where I want to play this. Now we have to remember, I think this game was coming day one to the Switch 2, then it was delayed, but the developers did come out and said everything is going perfectly fine. They're doing great. They just want to make sure we get the best experience, and I can applaud them for that. So the leak we seen recently, I think was through Amazon, and it was for like September 15th or 17th or sometime around there. At least I think, again, I'm doing this off memory. So the fact that this game is going to be playable at Gamescom the end of this month, that's probably the build we're all going to get. So it makes me think this game is in fact coming out in the next month, and I cannot wait for that. Now, my little minions. Speaking of minions, you know, that's a language I would like to learn. The minions are so funny. And that little talk they do all the time. I watch like Instagram reels of people pretending to talk like minions. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it does something to my brain that I really like. So you guys are my minions now, at least for the day. So we have two massive leaks. One is for a Switch 2 game, which I think is pretty much confirmed, that we already kind of knew about a little bit, and I think that might point towards the next Nintendo Direct, like that exact date. But before that, we have some hardware leaks coming from Nintendo through patents, and this could mean a few things. So Nintendo filed 4 design registrations, but deferred publication of the designs until a later date. And sometimes Nintendo will do that, saying like, hey, we have these patents, now we don't want these to go public until this date, because whatever that date is, we want to be able to show this off first, and then the patent will go live pretty much right after that. Now the person who posted this is saying they don't think it's a new colorway for existing hardware because that would have an application like this. Although I don't know if that's technically true. The way I look at patents sometimes, I think I've seen stuff kind of where that could point towards that, but let's just say for the sake of this, they are right. This could mean a few things. Number one, this could be for the European Nintendo Switch 2, as well as Joy-Con 2s and the Pro Controller, and I think maybe a few other things they have to change over there. But again, I'm not so sure about that. What I actually think this could be for, and this is just me kind of throwing an idea out, because it just makes so much sense, like the way Nintendo is sometimes, and the way they're kind of releasing stuff right now. What I think this could possibly be for is Ring Fit Adventure number 2. Something like that, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Ring Fit Adventure on the Switch did incredibly well. Like, I think it sold a lot of copies, or, you know, whatever. I think it sold a lot. If I can find the exact sales numbers, I'll put it on the screen. But me, even myself, somebody who never really gets into stuff like that, I bought into the Ring Fit hype. I went and bought it. And unfortunately, at the time, I was living in like a pretty shitty apartment, and the floor was just paper thin. So I would play it when my neighbors weren't home, and I would die sweating. You felt like a real exercise, but I could only do it very rarely. So I ended up selling it. And I always thought, man, I wonder if there's somebody out there who did Ring Fit the entire time and just really changed their life. Because honestly, you know, I go to the gym pretty frequently and I exercise as much as I can. Ring Fit is a legit exercise. Like when you compare it to other stuff, at least the stuff I've done. So I feel like there's people out there who really changed their life with it. The same way like some people stuck with Wii Fit, you know what I mean? And Nintendo likes goofy stuff like that, you know? I would give you like 1,000 examples, but you could probably pick one of 1,000 examples of Nintendo liking goofy stuff like this. So that's what I think these patents could be for, is like a peripheral or something to do with the Nintendo Switch 2. Maybe not the Nintendo Switch 2 itself, but just something weird like that. And the fact that they're holding off the publication date means that's going to be published probably in like the next 60, 30 days, something like that. And then we could see that next product, whatever it is, and where would they show that off? Well, probably at a Nintendo Direct, and that's what we're about to talk about now. So over the past truly like 12 months, but I think it started heavily about 6 months ago, it was called like the Nintendo Ratings Direct or something, because games are getting rated almost daily, truly almost daily, leading up to that last big Nintendo Direct. So many big games, and honestly, out of the 25 we've seen, like 5 of them showed up in that Nintendo Direct or around there. Now, one of the major games that was rated, I know it was rated in Korea and then maybe through the ESRB rating as well, I'm pretty sure. That was Diablo IV. Now, me personally, it's not something I'm gonna play. I'm not opposed to it. I remember playing Diablo 2 on like a family computer way back in the day, but I just don't really care that much. But I do know Diablo 3 did incredibly well on the Switch, and a lot of people, you know, they speak so highly of that port that Diablo 4 on the Switch 2 only made a lot of sense. I think Microsoft owns this, you know, so everything that they own, they definitely want people to buy it as much as they can. So coming to the Switch 2 just made a lot of sense. And now we pretty much know when, but also how it's coming to the Switch 2. So this is coming from Bill Kun. The Switch 2 port of Diablo 4 is set to release this September. According to the Insider, the Switch 2 port of Diablo 4 will be released on either September 15th or September 18th. We cannot yet guarantee which of these two is correct, but the release will definitely be one of these 2 days. The game will be available at a price of $70, which is crazy, and will reportedly also have a physical release, but will be a code in the box rather than a cartridge or game keycard. That sucks. Code in the box makes me want to flip over my computer desk. It makes me want to rage. I hate it so freaking much. Because just buy it digital. What the hell are we doing here? I know it's so they can see it in retail, but come on. What are we doing? Just give us a game keycard at that point. I do know when this was originally leaked through the ratings board, I think it was like Diablo 4 something edition, which I think might include the DLC, so maybe that's how they can justify this price point. But this game came out years ago. So while this is cool that this game is coming over, and that's another great port we're going to have on the Switch 2, a code in the box, not a big fan of that. Now here's why I think this could possibly tell us the next date of the next Nintendo Direct. They say September 15th or September 18th, so I did a little old Googling, and September 15th is a Tuesday. Yeah, that's probably a date we could possibly get a Nintendo Direct. And, you know, we're going to get one in September. It's a given. Not only will we get that Nintendo Direct, but that will kick off Zelda's 40th anniversary. They'll probably give us a 10, 15-minute presentation at the beginning of that Nintendo Direct, right? And let's just say, you know, for the sake of this video, that Kirby sword fighting amiibo that reminds you of Zelda or Link or whatever, that is coming out November 11th or somewhere around there. Let's just say that is actually launching the same day as Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake. September 15th to November 11th or 12th or somewhere around there. Yeah, that's 2 months. That is the perfect amount of time to have this Nintendo Direct, promote all these games, and then Ocarina of Time Remake will have pre-orders go live. It'll have the console and the Pro Controller be shown off. So in my opinion, it just kind of lines up a little too perfectly. And I know people probably have exact days that they're thinking about for that next Nintendo Direct. But right now, I just feel like this is a little too perfect. Like, during that Nintendo Direct, they'll say, hey, Diablo 4 launches today. Maybe it comes digitally first to the eShop and then physical down the line. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. So in the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys, truly. We talked about a lot today, but that's awesome. That means stuff is happening, and that's a good thing. So in the comments below, let me know what you guys are thinking. And if you made it all the way to this part of the video, if you could do me a favor, hit a like and subscribe. We are 200 subscribers away from 34,000. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep the communities growing. And you guys know me. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace.